Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I am filled with joy and excitement, inspiration for today, and I'm feeling great. Some of the comments already, producer Moose, blessings to all of you who have joined already, who popped into the chat, who will be strolling in as the notifications go out, and who tune in later. Blessings. I appreciate the community I found from strangers here online on YouTube. So today, my hope, my plan is a lighthearted show with lots of love, no hate in the hearts, man. Today, it is about fun, sincerely. I didn't make the connection until I was doing the mental preparation right before the stream. Oh yeah, it's Friday, man. I got the sun shining outside where I'm at. I made it out in the sun, had some beautiful meditation. Just maybe I'll get into that. But today, Friday, it's Friday. Feel good. The Friday energies, whether it is your Friday or not, allow the idea of those energies to become a part of you, because in the collective, it's kind of a tradition. The weekend starts on Friday afternoon, Friday evening. So brothers and sisters, all of you tuning in on your Friday afternoon, your Friday evening, thank you. Hey, and I did have a thought too. For those, I noticed that there's a difference in numbers between those who catch the live stream and those who tune in later. So there's quite a few who catch the afterwards. So maybe this isn't the best time to catch everyone, or maybe it's sometimes better to catch me not live. Because here's a tip I want to offer to you. I think I'm rolling with like a 2-minute introduction, right? So if you tune in later, the first 2 minutes, it's going to be the opening. And then I think I set my personal preference. I think I sound a lot better at 2 times speed, right? Or at the very least 1.5 speed, because I've recognized the cadence of my speech is often much more slow and chilled than many people are used to. Maybe that's why I keep getting it. Why there's patterns of people interrupting me, because I speak so darn slowly. It's like, come on, we could cover 2 topics by the time you'd be done, Jack. Hey, so blessings to us all. Sincerely, thank you. We are all one experience, one time, one glorious present moment. The happening of now is who we are. So good evening to all. Cheers. And hey, you know what? Let me jump right in, right? Thumbnail, fun and inspiration, but sincerely, I have got to give it up for the credit. I mean, I've got to give credit where credit is due. So we're going to take just a couple minutes here and enjoy one of the newest releases from Talcott clip collection, which is not associated with me, but I honor the talent and the fun, and I think this one is fun. So here we go. Choose love. The title is Hedonism is Available. Link is in the description of this video as well. I feel blessed. I feel so blessed. As a matter of fact, my body, it's like unbelievable. It blows my mind how physically good I feel. I was driving down the road going to lunch and I'm just like, holy shit. It's almost orgasmic pleasure just from sitting, from standing. Dude, you want some orgasmic pleasure? Dig into your hips. I swear, constant pleasure is available.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for your men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. You can get yourself clean.
Oh my goodness.
You can do whatever you feel. Young man,
there.
Are you listening to me? I said, young man.
My name is Justin Bedini. I like to write jokes. Fuck the government. Government is slavery.
But you got to know this one thing, no man.
Howdy, Larkin and Amanda here, and guess what? We are coming back to Anarchapulco this year.
I'm sure they can help you today. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at
I hope you guys enjoy that. I know I do. I think there is some talent and some real creativity there. Brothers and sisters, I forgot some of this. I already hit the link or dropped the link. For those who do wish to join, please, you are welcome to do so. But I want to offer a forewarning. I do have plans and an agenda for today. Part of the Talcottian adventure. So yesterday after my stream here, for those who don't know, I ended up visiting Zetetic Warrior stream. And on there, it was a very interesting experience. There was some very adult and real direct conversations being had. Some communication was being held with Zetetic Warrior, a lovely Rose, and Paul Unslave. So for those who are familiar with the other roles, characters in this Talcottian adventure, we had some shift in perhaps dynamics and relationships. What changed? I don't know. Did anything change? I don't know. Brings me to the point. In just over about a half hour, I'm going to head over to the Zetetic Warrior stream. I know he's scheduled to start here in a few minutes if he hasn't already. But yes, the intention is I'm going to go visit him and we will discuss, perhaps, see what we experienced or what we think for the future. And if anything, you know what? I enjoy sharing time with Zetetic Warrior. Talcott Express, blessings to you. And already do have a guest here, someone who I had the pleasure of speaking with earlier. And welcome back, Joe Moore. We were having some great conversations. You there? Maybe taking care of stuff. Hey, the idea is, oh, there you go. You here?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm coming through. You know, I'm on a phone. I don't have that router Wi-Fi or anything of that like that. But yeah, good to talk with you again. You're going to go over to Z's. That's good. You know, Z has great content. You know, he switches it up, and now he has Rose over there working with him somewhat, and that's like, you know, everything. It just comes together, and it's a good flow, good energy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I enjoy that. I enjoyed going over to Z's.
I did too. So, you know, I do have. I'm going to turn you down just a tiny bit. Joe. Um, the I do have the hopes and the ideas of working together, working with others. My whole idea with this topic, right? I know how many people project me, how they represent me as though I don't do anything. I kept getting told, faith and no action, you got to take actions, Jack. Well, I'm actually I'm doing what I believe is right, and I am taking actions. But the point is that me having the topic, having fun with life, right? There is a time for fun. There is a time for work. There's a time for sacrifice. There's a time for celebration. There's a time for all things. That's what life is. So, can we have fun with all things? Can we have fun doing our work? Can we have fun learning? Can we have fun growing and recognizing, well, recognizing the freedom that comes with letting go of old ideas, old attachments, old judgments. When we let go of what was, holding on to, the parts that we want to become us, because we develop all these different skills, all these different attributes. We don't want to lose what we are, but we certainly don't need to carry around the limits of the past. That's the point. How to have fun and how to live from wherever you are with peace in you, because that's the whole goal. That's the whole point of religion and stuff, is so that you can have peace and faith in being you, so you're not all worried about getting caught for those crimes you committed, or getting whatever. There's a reason all these rules are there for us. Hey, Joe, feel free if you've got anything, jump on in, man. You got thoughts?
Yeah, there should be like a happy medium in there. There's playtime, and then there is a work time. Now, I'm fortunate enough to where I enjoy what I do as work, right? So it's actually play, and
That, brother, that is
I'm
the key.
blessed.
Sorry to interrupt, but that is the key. And I've heard it's been said by others too. When you're doing what what you love, you really don't work another day in your life. So if you can find within you, what is that part that comes easily for you? What is it that you're able to do, maybe that others, they might not be as skilled, or as developed in technique as you. When we find the things that we are created for, doing the things that we love, and if you're doing what you love, guess what else you're going to do? You're going to grow. You're going to spend time learning more about how to improve, how to do better. And then you're not so fixated on the rewards and on the profits, the results. When we focus on the journey, doing that which our heart leads us to do, man, life is amazing. And honestly, that's what I see in the future. I see a future where people are truly free, where what drives us, where we are encouraged and supported to pursue, right, whatever our desire is, so that our purpose is driven by our desire and our joy. I think it's really that simple. Welcome, Nick. How you been?
Welcome. Hey, Jack. Thank you for having me. I've been good. I've been good. I've been watching your show. I've been lurking, sort of in the background. And today I got
Respect.
done with work early today, and I'm in a good mood. So I was like, hey, just stopping by to say hi.
Good for you. I appreciate it. You have had to have met Zetetic Warrior Z by now.
I've only seen him in passing.
Okay.
Um, I think maybe once on Sarvin's channel, he was on a panel with me. Um, I've seen his video. Very animated. Very
Yes, he
animated.
is.
Like,
Yes, he is.
I I have no issue with him. I think he's
Good.
cool. We
Yeah.
disagree on some stuff, but then I disagree with a lot of people. So
Yes, you do. You've got that similar pattern as me.
well, it's more fun that way. I mean, it's no fun hanging around people who all agree with you. Then what's there to talk about? Nothing.
Yes and no. Yes and no. You're right. It is one of the things I do enjoy is a good debate. Trying to develop and refine my beliefs or help educate, correct others. I enjoy that. But
And that's what debate is supposed to be. I don't know what happened on YouTube. I guess even before YouTube, people think debates are about winning.
yes.
No, a debate is a discussion. And
Yes.
the goal is not to convince the other side to believe everything you say. It's rather to see what does the other side say. It would be ridiculous me, like, for example, when I go into debate, I'm not going to debate somebody on a subject I don't know anything about.
Right.
And I learned stuff, and my views have evolved. When I first sort of got into in the YouTube thing was this the First Amendment auditor. There was this guy in Florida. He was really offensive, and I found him funny because he was offensive. He actually ended up in jail. But there was this guy named James Freeman. Then I started watching his videos. I'm like, my God, I don't agree with a single thing he said. And then I started listening to him and what he was actually saying. And I was one of those people who said, if you don't vote, you can't complain. And after listening to Freeman, I go, wait a minute. If I get through all of the sort of theatrics of what he's saying, no, there's some truth into that. Because by voting, you're sort of tacitly consenting to the system. And do we really have a choice when it comes to voting? Not really. And so I've chosen not to participate. Doesn't mean I don't love democracy. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd fight for it. But you know what? Like this presidential election, I'm not going to vote in it. I'm like, seriously, these are my choices? And it doesn't really matter. I live in California, so I don't get a vote anyways. I'm voting for Biden whether I like it or not. That's how the system works.
Oh, right. With the electoral
college. So I think but that comes from debate. I heard a debate with James Freeman, and I was like, wait a minute. There's some things he's saying which has a little bit of truth to it.
Validity, yeah.
And that's what a debate is for. It's for the audience. It's not for like me to crush my opponent. It's for the audience, and hopefully somebody will learn something from it.
Exactly. Hey, welcome, Flo.
Like my friend Flo states.
Yeah, I don't vote either.
We probably disagree on a lot of stuff, but you know what? I enjoy discussion with him.
And I enjoy you. But we don't disagree on voting being kind of a waste of time and an implicit consent.
Oh yeah, there would have been a time where I'm like, "What do you mean? If you don't vote, you can't complain."
You what, Joe?
I've never voted in my life, and my whole life people have been telling me, then I can't complain.
Exactly.
Because I didn't vote. And I keep telling them, doing the same thing and expecting different results is not a good thing to do. I mean, look at where it's gotten us. And if it made a difference, they wouldn't let us vote, right? I mean, we've been told that by so many people. Why do people even take it's the right, left, it's still on the same body. I mean, Donald Trump's nothing but a controlled opposition. You're never gonna.
He would be a dictator if he wanted.
And it's a corporation. It's not. You said something about a democracy. This isn't supposed to be a democracy. It's a constitutional
you got
republic.
That striking hand.
That's part of the problem there.
You're right.
If you wait for silence, you're not going to get it here.
You're right.
I'm remembering.
You're right. It is the republic, which is the only elections I vote in. So I vote in my local city elections. I vote for mayor. Yeah.
Here, hold on just a moment, please. I want to get in here because I've played both sides too. And it's interesting that this topic came up because just earlier today, I was reconsidering my abstinence from participating. Because whether or not it makes a significance, by participating, it is data. It's data of your participation, but it's also data of your preference. And
it's also a placebo activity, though, so it makes you feel like you did something.
no, thank you. That's the reason I stopped, because I believe in it. I used to encourage people to vote and to get active, and I still encourage get out and meet the candidates. Go out and talk to the people in office and find out what are they about? What do they think? What is driving them? Because today's political system, it's a facade, it's a charade, it's a puppet show. It's kind of sick when you actually realize
I would make a distinction between federal and local, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with flow state. Like, I
Yeah,
even tell
local
people
is
like
the
that.
only way that we're going to make a difference.
I don't know why we get all excited about presidential elections. The way our system is set up, the president really should not have any say in our day-to-day life. It's our local representative in Congress. It's our local representative in whatever state we live. It is our mayor, or, you know, some cities use councils. I don't know if you've been following this story, which is going on in Dalton, Chicago. You know,
prosecutor has a big role as well.
Well, exactly. And it's those local elections which actually matter, because that's how it's supposed to work. Like, I elect a local representative to represent the views of my community. All of us, we decide. That's a real vote. We can all decide what we want. But nobody knows. I mean, most people don't even know who their representative in Congress is. But when it comes to president, they get all passionate about it. And, I'm going to vote for Trump. I'm going to vote for Biden.
Well, and this is what I'm trying to get across in whatever ways I can. We can do better. We've got the technology. We've got the abilities of communication right now. We should not have such separation between these authority and the people. This is nonsense. I don't know about many of you, or when the last time you tried to actually speak with elected officials, it's a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
They've got layers and layers of employees protecting them from hearing the words of someone who knows something.
I mean, in all fairness, though, there's only so many hours in the day, and there's no shortage of the general public that wants to just take up your time.
Okay, fair enough. You are right. Things are the way they are, and there's usually reasons for the way they are. But here's what I know. This clown show of the puppetry of this election, I think we can do something before the vote happens. I think we can start. Well, the end result is we need better people in these positions, people who are more honorable, more ethical, I believe more transparent.
Jack, I totally agree with you. I mean, I still fundamentally believe that our system is of the people, by the people, for the people.
Not, it's sold to the Federal Reserve. Everybody's beholden to the dollar. It's private banks that own it. The whole system is structurally fucked.
It can be.
I believe
it cannot be unfucked with the dollar in place.
Well, there is some truth to that. I mean, the fact is, even running for president, like, look at that Vivek, or, all of these sort of like weird candidates who run. Look at how much money they make by just running for office. And the fact of the matter is, we have lobbyists which buy our local Congress people. You're absolutely correct about the money, but the system itself is of the people, by the people, for the people. And you know what? Still, we are the ones voting for this. We are the ones who are sending these. We're the ones who are getting convinced. I see these.
What does that mean? No, it's a fantasy. You're living in a fantasy. Of the people, by the people, for the people. It's just a catchphrase.
Well, no, that's what the text of our laws say.
I know, but who at the end of the day, everybody is beholden to the Fed. They don't represent us. Every branch of government needs to operate. We, the taxpayer, don't hold that string. The Federal Reserve does. We just repay the debt. See, so
Well, yeah, I mean,
which is
it's
why
complacency.
it's time for us, because you're right. There's this pageantry going on between the Federal Reserve and the people in Congress who hold the alleged purse strings. Those guys are working together, and they're ignoring what the hell the effect is on us.
But that's because, I mean, honestly, I believe it starts with Congress. It starts with the House.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are
Yes.
supposed to do it. But look at who we're sending: AOC, Lauren
Well,
Boebert, Marjorie Taylor
hey.
Greene, the one who wears the hijab. I mean, we're sending idiots up there, and
who's sending them?
they're getting legitimately elected by their constituency because we've set the bar so low.
Because the options is the fucking joke. It's like, do you want to get shit on or peed on?
Exactly.
Well,
I use the example.
But then you're saying that people like getting peed and shit on because we keep choosing.
Well, stop
Well,
electing those people.
It's
Here,
important.
I don't vote.
Well, I got a better. You should run.
The
Run
ignorant
for office. But you
population is
can't. You don't have the
necessary
money.
for all of this to go on.
It's
It's the ignorant people. It has nothing to do with these alleged electors. It's an
I'll agree with
ignorant
you, Joe.
population, period.
So
It's
I think I've said this before on the show. There's this great philosopher. His name is Voltaire, and he says everybody gets the democracy they deserve.
Yep.
You know, they elected Hitler. We elected these people. The
Constitutional
only people to
republic.
blame are ourselves. We let it happen.
Democracies are always the last step before collapse and tyranny, right? Like we've
But then
seen
what's the
this shit
alternative?
before. Democracy is mob rule. There is no principle in democracy except for the group consensus. The biggest
Well,
group.
I agree with you, Flow State. But that's
Democracy is trash. The perfect example of democracy is a lynching. That is democracy at work.
But what makes our system, it's supposed to protect from mob rule. It was either Jefferson or Franklin. I think it was Jefferson
That's
who
the
said,
constitutional republic where they're supposed to protect the individual's liberty. That's a constitutional republic. Yeah.
I mean,
They were only supposed to have like 17 enumerated powers originally.
No, it should be simple. And what Flow State is talking about, I believe it is Jefferson. He said tyranny of the majority. Remember, the general public has the ability to vote against their own interests.
And we
do it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Right. So here's the solution. It's been happening. Slavery never ended. And Flo, I know this is where you and I kind of disagree.
No, I'm okay with it. I'm there with you now, but your solution is going to be trash. But so far, I'm with you.
Well, it comes down to the influence of the Federal Reserve, the corruption of the state selling our freedom to these people, private bankers.
I agree. I agree.
That's
not problem. Capitalism, though. I think maybe the word, but anyways, I agree that corrupt parasite that exploits government power to create a nation of indentured servants. That is the issue, and I think that people like Nick Volt have they believe what they want to believe because the alternative is sort of bleak.
Well, I think I'm not. I do believe in this idea that we do these things to create a more perfect union. I'm not saying our system is perfect. Purely talking about the text of the Constitution, what our forefathers, their intention of it, I believe is the best system of government this planet has ever seen, that the people had the ability to rule themselves. But you know what? We have given up that power. Why have we given it up? Well, we all want to live in a single family home. We want a white picket fence. We want a nice car.
Nick,
and we got to get loans to do that. We want credit cards. We all need to get good credit.
I want to jump in there because what you're talking about, yes, that is exactly it. Starting in when was Bernays? Early 20s, 30s,
yeah,
30s. The idea of propaganda, the influence of the state, then the influential people, they start buying up the media. There has been brainwashing going on throughout the civilized world, right? Ever since the emergence of greater technology, man. We've been brainwashed.
I think one of the biggest brainwashing successes, though, of the Uber state is convincing us that we're the government, that the government is us. It's not.
I think most are confused that the government is separate.
It is separate.
Well, it shouldn't be, because the idea of, by the people, for the people, that is a righteous concept that could work if the people were educated. And that goes back to what Joe was saying.
Our country's too big. Like at this scale, with this amount of shit to control, I don't know that I think it could. I don't think that government structure can work at this scale.
Most states, you bring up a really good point. I mean, that was the downfall of the Roman Empire. That's the downfall of a lot of empires. The larger it gets, the harder it is to sort of maintain itself. I mean, Rome fell for very much the same reasons. Local senators getting corrupted, just dealing with money, this and that, apathy of the people. And, I don't think they fully understood that such a giant empire was going to collapse when those barbarians came over the hills.
Well, and this is it. We can
one universal constant is empires collapse. That happens.
Learn from the past and recognize this empire is ready to collapse. I mean, if some of these people studying the economics, if they're right, about the transfer of power going from the American petrodollar into the BRICS currency or whatever it is, something else, it's very likely that America's thrown to the side as far as our purchasing power.
Yep.
If you understand the dollar in the central bank system, you recognize that it is a temporary thing. The dollar was designed to be temporary. So whether or not it's BRICS, it's going to be something.
So let me ask you this, Flow State. I know I've heard a lot of discussion on sort of these channels about AI, how AI is evil, or just, what are the ramifications of AI? Now, of course, white collar workers are now afraid of AI because it can now replace them. Now they have some empathy of what happened when they had robots. But the way I view AI is, maybe we have to rethink our economic system. And again, I'm a hardcore capitalist. I'm just sort of speaking hypothetically here. I mean, we have this idea that the dollar is a scarce resource, and we all have to sell our labor to get the scarce resource, which we're all going to fight over. But with AI, so much of even intellectual labor, do we really have to do it? I mean, what if we're just able to do what we want to do and not have to chase this?
What happens when people have free time? What do you do when you have free time?
I learn.
Well,
do you learn how to play the violin and pursue higher enlightenment? Most people don't. Most people
yeah.
So I think that
I'm a pretentious asshole. I do that kind of stuff. So
I do that sort of shit too.
We'll see.
Oh, I do both shit. I don't actually. I assumed you're referring to the trash stuff.
Well,
I do more trash probably if I have too much boredom. For whatever reason, when I'm busy, then that's when I'm also interested. Anyways, go ahead.
Let me see if I can do an example here. Joe, do you mind if I ask what is it that you do, Joe? I love your
So, I work. I'm not employed. I work.
Okay.
So I'm not an employee. I work.
That's fine.
And I'll change I can change motors in a car. I can shingle a house, paint a house, frame a house. I can do staircases, tile, shingles, drywall, window replacement, door replacement. So I'm basically a master carpenter. I can do trim carpentry, hang cabinets, kitchens, bathrooms, light electric. I'm not a master electrician or nothing, but yeah.
Yeah, you don't say that I work for blah, 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 blah. Now, if you go to a dinner party, what I found, most people ask, so what do you do? And they go, well, I'm a doctor. I'm a mortgage, whatever. People ask me, what do you do? And I go, well, I fly airplanes. I play with Legos. I go, no. What do you do? Because our whole system has sort of defined us as what you do. What defines you is your career. I mean, ask most people. Try this experiment. Just go ask someone, hey, what do you do? They're going to tell you what they do for work. But what we do for work really shouldn't define who we are. But we've sort of been sold this idea that we have to sell our labor, whether it's intellectual labor, physical labor, mental labor.
You've been brainwashed.
You
Yeah,
don't.
just
see,
to
it's-
gather this resource, which we think is scary.
But
dollar
no. Oh God damn it! The dollar bill has no value to anybody except that it can get you anything. People want stuff. People need to consume resources to survive. Everything on Earth needs to consume resources to survive. There is nothing that gets to live in Talcottian utopia and just sit on its ass and be wonderful and have things provided to it.
No, all I'm suggesting is we address the damn corruption. We stop pretending like the government is out of reach, that we can't do anything about it. And we recognize the value of the truth. The truth, when the truth is set free in this world, well, when we have transparency, then we rule together as one body. And I think this is the biblical prophecy that we become the body of Christ that returns and reigns for, however long together.
Can we
But,
recognize the value of lies as well?
well, the lies don't have to
Of-
continue.
But if we're going to be honest and recognize the value of truth, we have to then ask, why are there lies if only truth is valuable?
Well, the truth.
Well, that's the part of this self-governing experiment is that we govern ourselves, right? Until we do loss, injury, or harm to another individual, that's where we're the government, right? That's where, and this is all about contracts, right? So they took away that gold in the bankruptcy of 1933 back in March 9th, right? They created the Federal Reserve in 1913. So they kind of worked their way up into this thing, and
it's been long.
Unfortunately,
well played and well played.
Well, they took away the gold, so they had to leave us a remedy. We just don't know the remedy, right? So, like a lot of things, they didn't tell us that we had to take part in a certain experiment recently, a medical experiment. They wanted the population to take part in that. I knew better. Nobody was going to tell me or my daughter that I had to take part in that.
Just a moment, please. Just a moment, please. Hey, Tarek, thank you sincerely for the contribution. It is well received, well appreciated, but I don't think a GoFundMe is the solution. I appreciate the idea, but what I see as the solution is, well, it's what we all need.
Well, I would offer this. So this especially happened after World War II. We developed this huge middle class, and the middle class doesn't ask for a lot. They were complacent with, okay, let me buy a house, let me have a white picket fence. I just want to be comfortable. I don't have to be the richest person around. Then they said, oh, hey, if you pay your bills on time, you get a credit card. Then maybe you can buy nice things, which you can pay off of some time. And then came my favorite president, Reagan, and he did things which my wife disagrees with. I think the other problem sometimes the middle class is what sort of makes democracy stable. What's unstable is when you have this ruling class and then you have this other really poor, really disenfranchised people. That's part of the reason why I think Trump won. Like, I would have never expected him won, but there are people who are really pissed off. But I still like to believe in the idea that the U.S. is that shining city on the hill. And bear with me before you jump on I'll agree that there's a little bit of rah-rah patriotism, and maybe I'm wearing blinders, but tell me a system on this planet which is better. If there wasn't the United States, who would be leading the champion? Who would be leading the world? China? Russia? I mean, these are totalitarian states where we wouldn't even be able to have this discussion. We wouldn't even be able to criticize our government.
What is the point?
He's just pledging allegiance, Jack. Stop being so unpatriotic.
It is true. We were required to say it since preschool, so I might be brainwashed. I fully admitted that, but I like the U.S. I wear my flag paint on my suit.
Okay, so Nick, me too. I served the military as a kid. I was truly brainwashed into this patriotism and capitalist nonsense, and as a kid, and I believe that America was righteous in sending young kids all around the world to face war and violence. But here's what I know. if America wants to be what it was allegedly built to be, we better start doing it. It's time for America, every one of us, to start looking ourselves in the mirror and asking, why are there so many people sleeping in my street, in the street
Yeah,
of my community?
absolutely.
Why is there not more being done to educate the children? This is nonsense. It's time for us all to wake up and to join together.
But that's what I'm saying is I always hear us against the government, us against the government. We're the ones who did this. We did this to ourselves. And I think so. To go back, this is how James Freeman changed my mind. He said something. Just recently, Adam Schiff is running for senator in California. He's running one of those ads where he's talking in front of a bunch of people, and they're all nodding their head. We need this, and we need that. We need to make sure. And the thing is, we need to stop looking to politicians, to elected officials, to lead us. We're Americans. We should be able to lead ourselves. And that's what we're afraid of. I truly believe that maybe some of those kings and queens in Europe were correct, 250 years ago, that the grovel might need to be led. They want to be led.
Nick.
What is that movie, The Avengers, where Loki comes up? Sorry.
Nick, please. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yes, the elite used to believe that, and then guess what? The world created that reality. The children were brainwashed, conditioned into obedience. Why? Because it's very productive. It helped with the industrialization and the profiteering of America. It worked great. I think it's time for it to change, and we can change it in this lifetime. We can change it. I believe it can change much quicker and much easier than we believe.
But think about it. Now that them are in power, for example, I would love to serve jury duty. And I used to be that idiot who'd always fill out the cards. I'm not going to say that I don't fill them out anymore because this is a public forum. I don't want to get in trouble. But once I finally got to go to a jury where they were handpicking like who they're going to dismiss, and the defense lawyer asked me a question. He goes, "Do you understand the foundation of an argument?" And of course, me, my young self, I'm like, "Yes, I'm the smartest person around. I know the foundation of an argument." And you know what they said? He's gone. They don't want us to know that. They don't actually even want us to know how this country works. They don't want to know that it is for the people, by the people, of the people. They want us to believe, elect me, and then I'm going to give you pizza.
Okay, Nick.
Sorry.
Right. It ties back to what we were talking about. The way the powers that be, it works the way that it is because the people have been kept ignorant. And I am actively, this idea that I'm sharing, that I'm offering, education is the key to our future. Yeah. Hey, the reason I brought Z's stream up was I was invited to head over there about this time. So,
okay, but before you actually, can I ask a question then?
Please.
It's kind of a question observation. Fuck, I just lost it. Never mind.
Do you remember the general?
I just brain farted, right?
It's all right. You remember the general topic?
It was, the one we were just talking about, education, blah blah blah. Because okay, if we're gonna change things, right? Do you see the philosophical or like foundational issue with saying we need to change? But we need the system to do it, right? Like there's a locus of control issue in the approach. You got the question.
No, I think I understand what you're saying. I think I understand. Look at Obama. Change. That was his logo. Let's all vote for Obama. Change. Okay. What changed?
Well, I don't think that addresses what Flo was asking.
Maybe I misunderstood.
It might.
Well, what I'm asking is so Jack's approach to change seems to be very much institutional, and the key that you just mentioned was education, which I assume refers to systematic education of the children, not the children learn on their own. No. Okay, well, what did you mean by education?
I envision communities doing a better job. We work together And we could have education centers in every community, not for state sponsored education, but with the technology and resources, we could provide free access to some of the top instructors of today. And make learning easy, so we inspire our children with the desire to learn, with recognizing they have the opportunity to learn more than anyone else ever has before. And then we give them all the tools and support so that they can.
I don't know why we as adults seem to think that kids need to be told to learn and what and how. Because I think kids are insanely curious.
Everyone needs
Flow
to
State's
know
correct.
of options.
Children, by evolution, we're just born curious. Children want to learn.
Jack, your mic is maybe a little low compared to other people's.
Yeah, you keep cutting in and out.
Did I?
No, Jack does.
Hey, guys, actually, I think what I may do, I'm going to... Actually, I don't know what I should do.
Flow State, we should talk about education on your channel.
That's good. I am going to stream later tonight. So come on over. It'll be not till later after the Z show, but
you'll be surprised. I have a pretty big distaste for state-run K through 12 education. We utterly fail at it. And
we will do
it. Indoctrination. It is indoctrination.
Probably a few hours from now, but
not today's Friday. I got all day.
Right on. Jack, you've got the grimace. That's an awfully crabby face for an awfully fun thumbnail. Maybe if everybody could cam up, we could do the 4 letters of the YMCA.
No, not necessary.
On. You guys are fucking lame.
I look like shit today, more than I usually do.
Necessary. I was.
Okay, well, I'll just be. I'm the only one that's got any fucking fun in
myself.
What's that, Flo?
I said I'm the only one who's any fun. I guess I'm not surprised by that though.
That all right, I'll let you have that for today. Some days I'm fun. Actually, most days I'm not. I do tend to be serious, which is funny. I'm the guy that everyone makes fun of, and I do make fun of myself too, and others. But I think of myself as serious. But
I do too. Yeah, you are. I would not say that you're a funny person.
You're a good-looking person, though.
Well,
so good-looking.
You are. Out of all the conspiracy theorists, you're the best-looking one.
Thank you.
Get back in line, Volt.
I truly appreciate it.
First in line for Talcott is Paul, and then it's probably me, and then you're definitely at least third. But Paul's first in line for
Paul's rant, right? Paul?
No. Well, they sound the same. Paul and Jack have sort of a, how would you describe it? It's like twin flames.
It's a sickness, fatal attraction, but not with.
Yeah, it's pretty gay. It's just sort of like overtly homosexual.
Yeah.
No, I understand that. I have the same relationship with Sovereign Soul, Unchained
You
Mind.
guys do.
It might be similar. Yes.
I understand it. We just need. I told him, I go, dude, we just need to meet, get it over with, get the tension out.
Hey,
damn, do I have sexual gay tension with anyone?
All right, guys, I'm gonna throw you out.
Okay, I'll see you later. Thank you for having me on, Jack.
Blessings. I appreciate you.
Shabbat shalom, Jack.
Blessings, brother. I appreciate you. And Flo,
I win.
You win. Blessings, and I appreciate. Actually, this is what I'm kind of inclined to do. Is I don't know. Should I shut down the stream? I should have asked when I still had other opinions here. Should I shut down the stream and restream and head over there? Or should I restream and then... What do you guys think? You know what? I don't like to administer. So what I am going to do, brothers and sisters, sincerely, I think I am going to head that way. I've set it up to redirect this stream over to his. So you, as a viewer, should you want to continue this, I think all you've got to do is stay tuned. And brothers and sisters, today the topic, having fun, learning, and growth. Oh, you know what though? Because what if it goes sour? What if it only takes a moment? I think I am going to do this, perhaps. And, you know, brothers and sisters, just bear with me. I think if I I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me still on my stream or not. I'm curious how this is going to work.
As you are in your life, you seem to make it work. All right, let's get the show on the road. Jack, do you want me to bring? Can your audience hear me right now, Jack?
I think
they can. All right. Let me do this. All right, everybody. Hola, official opening commencing in 3, 2. Good evening, everybody. Greetings and salutations. You found your way back to Z Show. That's right, everyone. It's the end of the rainbow, the bottom of the rabbit hole. And as always, we are broadcasting live and in living color around the level horizontal realm. That's right. This realm called Earth. Beautiful Mother Earth. We love you. I love you. Everybody, we have a special show tonight. As always, it's Friday vibes. We know what Friday vibes means. It means things get a little kooky, but I'm going to ask everybody, keep it above the belt. Keep it above the belt. There's ways to do things and there's ways not to. Mr. Talcott knows how to do things, and we're about to bring him up in a moment. As far as everybody else, strap in. I'm sure it's going to be a wild ride. Let me greet the chat really quick. Who's here? Steve, the HMFIC in the house. R Pool, much love. Divine Spark, Heidi, 313, much love. R Pool in the house. That's right. Talcott waiting in the wings. Sugar Pie, Honey Bun, much love. Honey Buns. Nick Volt, much love. Somebody just came in and called you a shill, but I don't know you, so I will reserve judgment. Lindsay Smith, of course. Sean Alkey, much love. RT, my man. Angeline Joy. What a pleasure. Maybe we'll see you tonight, Angeline. I have a theme song for Angeline, by the way. So maybe I'll get to try out Angeline's theme song. I thought long and hard about it. Queen of Swords. Much love, Queen of Swords, as always. Pathetic Mandela Psychosis. Interesting name. Much love. The Rebuttal Bar, a.k.a. London Man in the House. Lanzara Tim. Joe Moore. Shalom. Shalom. Mr. 101. Sean Osborne. Rose 777. Marky Rizzo. Lex Enamata. And so many more. All right. So without any further ado, let me bring up Mr. Jack Talcott. Audience, I invited Jack here tonight. For those of you who may have missed my show last night, towards the end, we had a very special visitor, one Mr. Paul Unslaved. Jack was here for the interaction, and I was thinking about it today, and I said, what do I want to do with my show tonight? And I said, I want to have a sincere discussion about Paul. And when I thought of it, I said, there's really only one person that I could have this discussion with, and that's Jack. Now, I'll invite all you up here afterwards to talk about it, but I actually want to sit down and focus on Paul with Jack to have a sincere discussion. Try to get away from the shtick, try to get away from the bravado and the machismo, and have a sincere discussion. So without further ado, thank you, Mr. Talcott. Welcome back to Z Show. Good, sir.
Hey, blessings, and thank you very much. As I'm considering this, I was debating, Z, on what would be the best approach for this. What would be the most appropriate and productive? I'm inclined to end my other stream, have the audience just join over here. I think that might be the best way.
You do whatever you want to do, Jack. It's your call, man.
I think I am. And so
all right.
if I'm doing this correctly, thank you, brothers and sisters. I'm actually going to skip the outro as well, but invite you all viewing over there on my stream to join over this way. And